forgot. Where they're still climbing out of the primordial ooze, the home of the longest continuous burning tire fire anywhere in the world, where the town slogan is Silver Springs. Huh? Former resident. It's Aaron. Hey, Aaron, what's up?
How are you this morning?
Oh, just ducky.
You know, I forgot last week, the Monsanto Tribunal, since today is GMO Tuesday, the Monsanto Tribunal handed down their decision or not their decision, but their opinion. Unfortunately, it's like 137 minutes long, and I just haven't had time to sit and actually listen to the whole thing, but I'm going to have to this morning for GMO Tuesday. But it was not, I think we all knew that it wasn't going to be favorable for Monsanto, but boy, oh boy, I'll tell you, today's Earth Day, the 22nd was the original day of Earth Day. Oh, today's the 18th, isn't it?
18th, yes.
Yeah, the 22nd coming up is the Earth Day thing, and there's some people march for science. I don't know why Donald Trump just stirs up everybody to have a cause, but according to the organization and their website, since Donald Trump has appointed all these cabinet members that are quote-unquote science deniers, they're going to march for science because they feel science should be, whatever. And I kind of asked them, I said, nobody marched for science when Mr. Taylor gave us a substantially equivalent policy and stuck all the poison in our food. Where were you guys marching for science then?
Yeah.
So that guy, he wasn't too appreciative of that comment. But I am in the interview, in the middle of an interview with actually somebody who's participating in that. I just kind of found that ironic that because you don't believe in climate change and, that's, I don't know, I'm kind of tore on that. I think that is more hyperbole than anything there.
Well, we had one of the secretaries, I forget which one, but it was a brilliant comment that he said, this administration does not believe in climate change, but we also would like to point out that human beings are not the principal reason for climate change. Okay, what kind of moronic see it doesn't exist, but we're not the cause of it. So we're not the cause of something that doesn't exist. I don't know.
I think that movement's biggest problem is the spokesperson, the face of the climate change movement, invented the internet, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
So they have that problem. They have that little issue to deal with. But and this is my opinion. I'm not a scientist. I got no PhDs or anything. But if you read a little bit of geological history of the world, the globe, the Earth, the planet, it's constantly been evolving. It's been doing weird. I mean, look what happened when the volcano went off in Pompeo. They say a volcano went off that caused the ice age. Was that climate change too, I guess? I mean,
sure.
What are they going to,
Got pretty cold, didn't it?
So, yeah, it did. But, you remember the Rim Fire a couple of years ago. A few years back, the fire that smoked, it dropped the temperature here like 10 degrees a day. All my trees in the yard started thinking it was fall, and they started dropping leaves and changing color.
Yeah.
But, so I just think the planet is evolving. And at the same time, there's 6 billion people breathing, eating, doing what you do when you get done eating. For us to think that there is not some effect by 6 billion people on the planet, I think we'd be very naive to say no, people aren't part of the problem. But I don't think it's because we're breathing and eating. I believe it's because we're doing stuff like making plastic bags and sticking back in the ground.
Well, and
that is why that's the problem people are having, is the pollution they're creating, not the just being people.
Yeah, and we are inventing things that didn't exist 1,000 years ago or even 100 years ago, chemicals, processes. And a lot of this stuff, we're not quite sure exactly what the long-term effects are. I mean, they've given medication and drugs to people in the service and to expedite it, to get it in. This was back in the 80s and stuff. They didn't do any long-term testing. And then because of that, now things like methylquin, which were given for supposed preventive maintenance, that you got it on Monday so you wouldn't get certain things, overseas. Now it's turning out, gee, that's not so good for you. So,
I remember when they used to do the medicals, they used to, Vacaville Medical Facility is actually part of the California prison system, but it's called a medical facility, so they can kind of get away with a little bit. They have a few more liberties than actual prison, thank you, because they are classified as a medical facility because of all the psychological stuff that goes on in Vacaville. But there was a time where they used to let prisoners test stuff.
Well, they did that on the military, too. There were in boot
camps. And you see guys in prison because they got $10 a patch. They'd have 40 or 50 patches all over them. Yeah. Not knowing, had no clue what it was. Chemical. And it was cosmetic chemicals and stuff like that. Yeah. Nobody knew, but that's how they tested it. That's how they got their human tests before the 70s. I think they kind of outlawed that now. I don't think they can do that anymore.
Well, in the 60s in the military, they had medical experimental companies in boot camp. They were designated ME, and they got shots every week, and they came down with different diseases, and they were treated, and, it was just part of your military duty. But anyway, well, Aaron, how do we contact you? I've got to get onto a traffic report here before the top of the hour, so how can we get you at Alameda?
Hey, 775-230-9915. We are going to talk a little bit about Earth Day, climate change, the March for Science today on GMO Tuesday. Be sure to tune in later, www.alladayllc.com on that World Wide Web. It's going to be a great day, folks. We got rain up here. I'm going to go out and dance in it. Let's have a great day. Let's all be safe out there.
All righty. Thank you for that. That's Aaron out at Alladay LLC, formerly of Silver Springs, Nevada, the land that time forgot. Let's go from there, too.
Hey, folks. We'll be coming to you in a few here. We got GMO Tuesday is processing. We'll get this pushed out. We'll talk to you in a little bit.